This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live a bit early. I thought I was going to have a meeting or that was going to extend, but it is over, so it's time for us to get it in. Bars! We got T. Pitts. What's up, Kirk, man? What are your thoughts on Spence, who hasn't been seen since he called out Bud? T. Pitts, first of all, man, I don't know what to say about Errol. I don't even know if Errol has a say. You know, you have to keep in mind, you're dealing with a fighter, because all of these fighters now have promotional companies now. But you're dealing with Errol Spence, that he's dealing with Al Haymon. And Al Haymon, you know, he calls the shots. So if you don't know that about PBC, that's what you should know. Anybody that doesn't tell you anything but tells the fighters everything and what to do is calling the shots. Okay, that's first thing first. Maybe he's looking for the green light. If there's a light anyway, shit, it might have a stop sign. It might not have a light anyhow. But it sounds funny, it sounds strange, but the one good thing and what people should know about any fight or any potential fight is, first of all, who wants it and who doesn't want it. You know, so at least if we get that answered, we'll at least know who's ducking. But the end result is the same. If we don't see a fight, we just don't see a fight. You know, so that's the sad part. You know, he's ducking, he's doing. Okay, people duck people all the time. Fighters fight each other. You know, fighters duck each other. You know, they're only doing one or the other. And that's what we have. Shit. If Errol don't want to fight Terrence Crawford, it's for good reason. You know, I think Jermell Charlo is running interference for Errol Spence. You know, and I mean, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, really, because you know we're getting cheated, because the welterweights, I remember, man, used to fight each other. They used to fight each other. They didn't bullshit. They didn't duck. You know, like, if fights weren't going to happen, they're not going to happen. You don't hear a bunch of back and forth from a grown-ass men on fights or about wanting to fight, and then a fight don't happen. You don't get that. You didn't have that back in that day. And when I mean back in the day, I'm talking about 20 years ago, okay? 20 years ago, in the turn of the 90s, you had some good welterweight fights in the 90s, but, you know, the beginning of the 2000s, bro, when Trinidad beat De La Hoya, or decision De La Hoya, in 1999, in 2000, we had a slew of welterweight fights that were off the chain, okay? Like, we had Sugar Shane, De La Hoya, great fight, classic fight. Then, like, later that year, we had Fernando Vargas taking on Felix Trinidad. You know, like, we don't get fights like that. That's equivalent of seeing Keith Thurman take on Errol Spence, or Terrence Crawford taking on Jared Boots Ennis. You know what I mean? Jared Boots Ennis, to me, is kind of like where Fernando Vargas was before he started getting defeated, before he started getting in there with those heavy hitters like Trinidad and De La Hoya. You know, you had guys like Oberkar and De La Hoya, and, you know, Fernando Vargas, you know, taking on Winky Wright. You had those type fights. We don't get those these days, and I just wonder why. Manuel Char is the pound for pound leader. I know, right? If he gets that fight, he's gonna feel like he's top of the line. Yo, Kurt, stream more in times where I have time to watch them. It's 12:30 right now. Julian, yeah, I wanted to go early because I know you guys over in the UK, it's late. It's like midnight, you know, like, fuck, I don't want to listen to this guy, and he, you know, he's driving around, his daytime here, you know, go figure. But yeah, I will try my best in the future. No one wants to see Fury versus Char. Blaine, nobody really does. But what do you do if it happens, right? AJ has suffered in the hands of these guys for long. Tyson and Deontay never wanted to fight AJ. Why will AJ duck Fury after all he has losses and all his belts anyway? I think what you're asking is, like, since he has losses, why don't he just fight Fury? Well, I think after all that, it is pointless to really make deadlines and stuff about fights. It's pointless. Maybe the problems AJ ever think of that. What? Okay, yeah. Kurt, what if Joe Joyce? What if Joe Joyce? What if Joe Joyce has Nephilim in his blood, part of being descendant of Goliath? Maybe so, man. We got Deshaun. Salute Counterpunch Boxing News and boxing fans. Can't stay long. Just dropping by to show support. Deshaun, appreciate you, brother. Much love to you. Thank you for dropping on in. Yeah, he might be a descendant of Goliath. You know, they were giants back in the day, bro. Those giants were deadly. Actually, I live in Sweden, Kurt. It's a 1 hour later. Oh, crap. Okay, here in Sweden. Then in the UK. Yeah, so that's 7 hours then. You're damn near like in like the Turkey time. You're like in the same time zone as Germany, I think, right? Yeah. So you're 7 hours. I know Germany's 7 hours ahead of us, or ahead of my time. So, damn. Yeah, I want to do probably one, maybe like 2 o'clock, you know, but I'm still mostly grinding around 2, you know, like working on my daily vids. So we'll see. Yeah, excellent live stream. Always makes my work shift much more pleasant. Mark Fig, appreciate you, man. I'm glad you watch it during work. You know, you can whistle while you twerk, and you can listen to Kurt. Spence won't make the fight, probably injured or some other BS. I don't know. I mean, pretty soon he has to say something, so it might as well be one of those situations. It's 23:40 in the UK. Damn. Strap-on spelled backwards is no parts. Okay. Wow, ain't that something? I didn't know that. This is old Hellman. Counterpunch to you. That's funny. I'm going to use that. Is Joyce human? I don't know, man. Joyce is, you know, subhuman. You know what I'm saying? He's subhuman. He's something like a human. Right? So, you know, Joyce 5 times bone density and shit. He has some heavy bones. Yeah. So, old bone breaker. Because that's what he hits. I feel like Usyk wants to fight Wilder because, one, if he beats Wilder, it will make Fury want to avenge Wilder because that's his legacy, right? And 2, because Fury won't have any excuse to make an undisputed. Well, I think the first one, you know, this is what I see. I see Wilder fighting Ruiz because now Ruiz is the only man that beat him other than Wilder. So that takes Wilder legacy. So Tyson Fury's legacy revolves around Wilder. So if Wilder gets beat by Usyk, then he will have to go back and see, you know what? Shit. He's beat Joshua, then he's beat Wilder. So he's beat 2 of the 3-headed dragon. He's the last of the Mohican in that situation. So he must avenge that. He has to fight him because it makes his record look bad. See, Tyson Fury's record looks good simply because it's unique. And if you're the only man to beat that man, that's what it is. Like Floyd Mayweather's record was a lot better before Canelo lost again. See, now Canelo has another loss. Now it's Mayweather and Bivol. You know, as before it was just Mayweather. So Mayweather could you know what? I was the only one to beat the redheaded ginger. I made it look easy. I made it look easy. Kurt, if you were a pro boxer, what thing would you want to be known for? Like being famous for really being good with, or have a lot of speed, power, agility, heart, and chin? Julian, I would want to be a well-balanced fighter. You know, yeah, be a well-balanced fighter with, you know, that gives exciting fights. But understand, having exciting fights come with a price. That does come with a price. It comes at a price, rather. I can't believe Tyson's gonna fight Del Boy again. So many other bums he could have picked. Well, that just shows you though. He would rather fight um Manuel Char or Derek Chisora before fucking around with a guy like Joe Joyce. That just makes that duck more relevant, more obvious. It sticks out more. Sup, fam? Happy birthday, bro. Carlos, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, I had a pretty good time yesterday, man. I had a few drinks, went online, spent some time. It was cool, man. I have no complaints, man. Blessed to see another year, man. Thank everybody for coming on to my birthday bash live stream. Should have stayed longer, actually. Should have stayed for another hour. That would have been dope. I think he's scared in case Joyce shocks him. Well, I mean, he doesn't know. And I think Tyson Fury don't want to be another Joshua. One thing people need to understand about Joshua took those challenges that nobody else was willing to take. And to this day, it's a lot of fighters that haven't fought each other that's fought Joshua. So, Joshua can take out like low level guys, but they wouldn't low level at the time. See, Charles Martin, he just turns out to be a badass heavyweight based on what he's done in his losses and who he's lost to. But he was the first to do it. Just like Dominic Breazeale. They're not high level fighters. No, Breazeale, Martin, no. They're not high level, but at the time they were undefeated. So you have to take the time and, that's just like Tyson Fury. People, you can say what you want about Derek Chisora, but Tyson Fury was the first to beat Chisora, so you can never take that away from Tyson Fury. Just like you can't take away from anybody that fought undefeated fighters. See, these guys come in there with a mentality of never losing or never been defeated. Those are the hardest people to beat. You have to break them and you have to show people that are undefeated how to be defeated by defeating them. Okay? So, all in all, Joshua took on a lot of those guys. Andy Ruiz he'd been beaten before with Joseph Parker. He beat Joseph Parker. He comes back and avenges that, but he also fights a lot of people. Dillian White, Charles Martin, Joseph Parker, Alexander Usyk. Who else did he fight? That was Dominic Breazeale. All these guys were undefeated when he fought them. Okay. And then the guys that he didn't beat, they only had one loss. Kubrat Pulev, one loss to Klitschko. Alexander Povetkin, one loss to Klitschko. Who else did he fight that was there? Vladimir Klitschko himself, which, he was the guy to beat. He was the guy to beat. So Joshua was thrown in there with a lot of people early on. So unlike those other guys, they didn't really do that. They're basically now coming about fighting other people. Spend some time with the ladies. Show us the back of your head, champ. Nah, just kidding. That dude was weird. I know the joke. That shit was crazy. Show us the back of your head. And I'm like, dude, what the hell's wrong with these guys? Damn, do I have to kick them off? Show us your feet, Kurt. What the hell? Do you think Fury now has the best resume, having beaten Wilder twice and Klitschko as well as White? No. No, he doesn't. Because Wilder, see, beating White was impressive, but it wasn't as impressive as Joshua fighting an undefeated White. See, the win, the victory, that's just like someone beating Chisora. Okay, Tyson Fury's win over Chisora when he was undefeated is much more impressive than somebody else on down the line beating him. Just like, well, yeah, White got beat. Okay, but White's been knocked out by 3 people, been dropped by 2 people, and been dropped by 3. So now you come along and do it. It's not that significant because someone already done it. It's like almost like watching a movie that, like, hey, yeah, I was the first to see that movie versus, dude, I've already saw that, or everybody's seeing that. It's almost like dating a chick that everybody didn't date it. If you're the only one to do it, that makes you unique. But if everybody else done it, how relevant is it? Do you think Fury needs to beat Usyk to be the TBE? That's true. He needs to take Usyk out. because Usyk took out that guy. He took out the other guy. So Usyk took out Joshua. Tyson took out Wilder. They had rematches. Both guys. Both sets of guys. So now these guys need to fight each other. It makes sense. It does make sense. I'm bringing you guys in with me. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin. Good evening, good evening. Or should I say good night where you guys are at? But White is a much better fighter now than he was 5 years ago. Well, Alan, I don't know about that. I think about 2018 or 19, I think Dillian White was at his peak. You know, when you hear someone saying, well, I'm still learning, doesn't really matter if your punch resistance is shot to shit. He may be better. He's may learned a lot, but like at what expense? See, Dillian White learning what he's learned, it might just be an expense of not being able to take shots anymore. So he's not as durable as he used to be. I hope I haven't missed much. Yes, it's almost midnight. No, I've been on 16 minutes. So no, you haven't missed much. And I started actually a little early. I was supposed to start it a minute ago. So I'm 15 minutes early. Yeah, the first Fury Chisora fight was a proper fight because the winner was going to meet Klitschko, and the rest is history. Absolutely. And Tyson Fury did that. So you can't take that from Tyson Fury. The only problem, you have two sets, like you have two levels of Fury. You have the Fury before he beat Vlad, and then you have the Fury after he beat Vlad. And in between that, you had like 3 years that he took off. So, you know, take it for what it is. It's like those 3 years cost Fury, I think. You know, now it is resilient for him to come back, for him to do the damn thing, you know. Hold on, guys. Hold on just a second. Okay, cool. All right. Too many big egos in the TV rights, I believe. Yeah, that was a shit show anyway. You know, if, you know, these networks and wars and competition, you know, that's why a lot of fights don't happen because of that. You know, but what do, you know? 2020 Fury was the best version, I think. See, you don't know that because he only fought once, and he only fought one, and that one time it was against Wilder. You know, it just looked more impressive because of who he's fighting. Now, if he would have fought Joshua in 2020, you might have a totally different perception of what the hell you thought he was. It just looked that way or appeared that way simply because he just beat the shit out of Wilder. You know, so I think that's what you have to keep in mind when you're talking about, you know, guys looking the best. See, that's just perception. That's all it is, you know. And then, you know, styles make fights. What are you shopping, Kurt? Man, I'm getting hamburger buns, stuff like that. Hamburger buns, curly fries, you know. Kurt, what's good, brother? Counterpunch to you. Ex-con, counterpunch to you, bro. Jim Brown coming in with that counterpunch. Let's see. Damn, I don't see those buns. So I guess these are going to have to do. Cool. Whatever. Why isn't Otto Wallin getting fights he deserves? Or are they all running scared after what he can do to Fury? I don't think they're running scared. I think, see, everyone, here's the thing. Who do we have? We have a lot of guys that, and that's why boxing is so fickle, okay? Because you lose that one time, it takes a long time for you to get another opportunity. Ex-con, welcome to Counterpunch Silver. Ex-con, go over to the community, bro. Welcome to the club. I have a lot of stuff over there. I got my trip to Turkey over there, which I'm still adding stuff to. But I have a lot of stuff, man. I got some bloopers and stuff coming on that, and it is hilarious. So thank you for your support, bro. Welcome to the club. Counterpunch Silver. But Yeah, Otto Wallin. I mean, it's unfortunate because we've seen what happened with Dillian White, and he wanted to wait for his title shot, which is understandable. But that, what does that do for him? It's not fair. No, it's not. But it is what it is. So many people are doing that. Joseph Parker just fought Joe Joyce. Why is that significant? Because those two guys were going to have a shot at the mandatory on the WBO end. So, in really fighting someone like Otto Wallin, they factor in like, okay, well, what's the risk? What's the risk versus reward? You know what I mean? Did you ever see Al Haymon when Sergio Martinez KO'd Paul Williams? No, I didn't. No, I didn't actually. But I remember that knockout. And see, Paul Williams, God bless him. I hate what happened to him, but he was a protected fighter. Paul Williams was a very protected fighter. I'm back abroad, brother. The realest in the game. Counterpunch to you, bro. Yo, Kurt, your stream keeps randomly losing its volume over and over again every 5 seconds. I think the different volumes of sound in here and all that, I think that's what that is. What are your thoughts on Benn versus Eubank? Eubank better come correct because Benn is coming for him. See, that's a different rivalry. He's fighting from just more than himself. He's fighting for his family, and that rivalry, dude, those rival fights are going to be real. I can't wait to see it. And you're going to see a lot of oohs and ahs and a lot of things that you think that you're not going to really be able to see, but you're going to see. The O2 is going to be buzzing this weekend. Absolutely. And it's coming this weekend. So I'm going to cover a lot of, Chris Eubank stuff. I'm going to really get into him, him eating his Big Macs and shit. Taking it like it ain't really that serious, but it should be, Have you just seen the interview with Eddie Hearn and Gareth Davis? Eddie admits that he would like Joshua to take easy fight. Well, this is how he put it. I seen that interview. He was like, look, would I want to see him, build up again? Wouldn't hurt. Yeah. So but he wants to. He doesn't want to carry He doesn't want Joshua to be that guy that keeps getting beat because, he's fighting Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is one of the best fighters that we have. He's one of the top, if not the top fighter, right? So, going from top fighter to top fighter, you can really push a fighter too much. And if anybody that deserves or couldn't use a tune-up fucking fight would be AJ. Because AJ, dude, 2 fights with Usyk. You had Pulev before that. Then the 2 fights with Andy Ruiz. 1 he lost. So, hey, listen, what do you do? What do you do? Okay. I believe Otto Wallin deserves a rematch with Fury. I'd pay to see it. Yeah, but then, see, here's the thing. How is he ranked? Otto Wallin's not ranked high on the WBC end. See, he fought Tyson Fury the first time as a voluntary. That was just a cherry pick that kind of got real. You know what I mean? Not really went wrong, but, could have. Could have been wrong. Fury not fighting Char. I hope not. Char, and you know what? I can't wait for Char to come pissed off and blazing. Because he's going to have a lot to say. You Tyson, you fucking bitch, you say you go and fight me. I help you, Dog Anthony, pussy wah. You bitch. Otto got beat hands down. Yeah, he got beat. Tyson Fury beat that ass. He just got cut up and busted up. Kurt, I'm glad your YouTube channel getting recognition in boxing community. The way you break things down without being biased. Keep it up, bro. Renee, appreciate you. Big up Kurt from the UK. Do you think Fury really gonna fight that bum Char? I don't think so, but dude, you don't know with, dude, you don't know. You don't know what to Fury. I don't think Fury knows. They'll ask Fury, what are you planning to do? You know what Fury should say? I don't know, ask me tomorrow. I'm like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ says, worry about tomorrow, let tomorrow worry about himself. So I'm the same. I'll tell you tomorrow, because I don't fucking know. Kurt, I can see an upset happening. What upset? With who? Kurt's big in the UK. He'd sell out Wembley Stadium. I know, right? Yeah, the cut was the only thing that made the fight interesting. Yeah, but that's the only thing that they needed to stop that motherfucker. A different referee, Wallin, could have had won that fight stoppage on cuts. Ex-con, you know what that's like, though? That's just like Wilder complaining about, well, any other time. No, he would have been knocked out if it was another referee. But guess what? It wasn't another fucking referee. It was the referee that they had. They allowed that fight to go on, and that's that. Get over it. You know? Is Joyce popular enough to get a title shot now? I think Joe Joyce showed that he's too dangerous for a title shot. You seen what Tyson Fury said? I'm not fighting the big bastard. The big half-Irish bastard. I'm not fighting him. I'm not fighting him, no. Get your profile up, kid. I'm like, get your profile. I know, right? Andrew, I know, right? I was like, want to walk by, I'm like, what's up, Kurt? Love when you do the Fury impressions. Enough love from the UK, you big Dulsa. Ricky Lee, counterpunch to you. Hey guys, Ellie Setback reporting. Are you gonna catch me on Twitter? Damn, Ellie Setback. That motherfucker will fucking report a damn ant walking down the street. Ellie Setback reporting. The ant's 10 times stronger than man. Imagine if he had boxing gloves. You know, crazy, dude, crazy. Do you think Eubank is taking Benn as a serious opponent? The natural weight difference could be a big factor in late fight. Well, he should. If he don't, he'd be a fool not to. Especially if his career depends on it. So if he loses, he retires, right? Iron Mike impressions in the store. I'm looking for some cucumbers, lettuce. I'm looking for some lettuce and tomatoes. Otto Wallin versus Ingemar Johansson. Two best Swedes. I don't know. Ingemar Johansson had a pretty good punch on him. I remember his wars with Floyd Patterson. They were pretty iconic. They had a nice little rivalry going. And I think they were friends, though. Kurt, you've seen the new prospect coming in at 135 named Kid Austin, he's a switch hitter. No, you know what? I think so. Golden Boy production. Jesus Christ. What's your prediction for the Eubank fight? I see Eubank do. If Eubank comes in and if he's serious, I think he'll get him. He's just too big. But you know, Benn, I mean, I think he's up for the challenge. So let's see what Benn does. He exposed why I didn't go with Al Haymon. Well, Al Haymon, you have to understand. Al Haymon lives on his own little planet. So, take that for what it is. Yo, Kurt, I'm going to leave the stream here. A good one. Have a good one, and I hope you enjoy your burger. Also, happy birthday, Julian. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Fries. Finally find the damn curly fries. Okay. Well, not even the curly fries, just fries. Kurt, what's your 20? Supermarket. Sanchez is better. Do you think we are going to miss out on the biggest fight in boxing, Spence versus? Yeah, pretty much. I don't. You know what I think though? I don't think we will miss out on it. I think what they're gonna do, just wait Crawford out to look old. See, the easier a fight is to predict, the easier a fight is to be made. Remember that. That's promotion 101. See, that fight. Do you think that fight against him, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, do you think that was close to being made after he stopped Sean Porter? Hell no. They thought about that. Like, no, this dude's dangerous and he could fuck up our whole flow over here at the PBC. Ex-con, happy birthday, Kurt. Appreciate you, man.
Plant-based bacon breakfast bowl?
Damn, I guess we can classic cuts. I don't see any curly fries in here. Right in front of me. I thought they were onion rings. Virgil Ortiz versus Ennis is the fight to make now. Yeah, that would be dope. I got my money on Ennis. It's just the counter punches. And see, Virgil is too aggressive not to get countered. I just see him running right into left uppercuts, right hooks, then he switch hits too. So, and then see, one thing about switch hitters, which makes them so dangerous, is the fact that they get more leverage. It's almost switch hitters are like shifters. If you know what shifting is, that's that shit Gennady Golovkin used to do. And Eastern Europeans are known for it. They shift to get better leverage on their shots. That's why Terrence Crawford is so dangerous, because Terrence Crawford could hit you, while he's switching, and it gets better leverage, so he hits you harder. It's not just from one stance, Yeah, Hardee's does have some good fries, dude. Hardee's. Yeah. Happy birthday, Kurt. You're a good man for taking the time. Michael Manning, appreciate you. Thank you, man. I'm multitasking with you, Kurt. Hey, Mark. I'm with you. Ortiz has a better resume, like Joshua has over Fury, but people can see who would win already. Ortiz is just old, bro. He's done. You know, I feel bad for him, but he's done. He can't do anymore. You know, I mean, when you get old, you don't have it no more. You know, his best days are behind him. You know, he wasted those two. Well, he didn't waste them. I mean, he fought Wilder. He went out for the WBC, heavyweight champion of the world. He just never was a champion because he got knocked out twice and he lost to Ruiz. So, you know, and I think he's not a type of person, honestly, to give up. That's what makes it so sad. And I'm afraid he may get hurt. Excuse me, sir. Kurt, who you have out of Ennis versus Bud if it was to happen, Kurt, both switch hitters? You know, Jared Ennis is very dangerous. He's a big guy. I can very well see him going to 154. I'm not sure, man.
Please remember to take care of your Please remove all items from the scanner stick.
There we go.
Welcome. 249. If you have your club card, please scan it now. 1109. Key in item code, then touch enter. Enter your item quantity and touch the 1. Place your item in the bag. 249. Savings 50 cents. 3.99. Touch the item to purchase. Please touch accept weight. Move your ginger root to the bag. 130. Touch the item to purchase. Please touch accept weight. Move your hothouse tomatoes to the bag. 275. 189. 199. If you have a club card, your card has been accepted. Your total is $34.26 and your savings is 50 cents. Please wait. System processing. Please remember to put your
This is why we like Kurt, live streaming while shopping. Absolutely. Kurt always been dedicated. Okay, I got the stuff. Oh my God, the machine talks in an American accent. Yeah, it does. Where are all the hot chicks, yo? I don't know. A couple of them were in the back. Joyce struggles to speak now. We're just making stuff up, man. Compared to the most, he's 100 times more well-spoken than most guys that say, you know what I'm saying after everything. Have you ever boxed? Yes, I have. you believe that Blue Blood really bumped into Crawford? Yeah, I do. And his whole tune has changed. Like, for some reason, my phone just keeps going down or off. Oh, wrong key. I like my chicken in the deli. In the deli meats. It's a trip. I used to actually date a girl that worked in the deli department. It sure has what we call getting your card pulled. Kurt about to get it. Yeah, I'm about to get it in. Time to make some burgers, man. Curly fries. I think I got everything. I got me an avocado, so I'm gonna put an avocado on mine. Blue Blood looked scared in that video. I think he must have warned him. Well, like, again, Terrence Crawford is a silent, deadly guy. He ain't... See, you be careful with the silent ones. Those silent guys will kill you, will beat you up. They will beat you up. And you know, see, and there's no telling how long he's been listening to Blue Blood. You know? I don't know. I don't think he is. I don't think Blue would do that, though. I don't think he would say he ran into somebody and didn't. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the case. Dude, the traffic's bad here. Like, in Austin, it's really getting worse because a lot of people from California are moving here. Chris Eubank on the Elvis diet. Thanks for the live stream. It helps folks that are having hard times. Oh, no doubt. Walter and Joshua gets louder when they are angry. Fury gets quiet. I don't know. I haven't really seen, well, I can't say I haven't seen Fury quiet, but, you know, you really think Spence and Bud constantly watch you guys on YouTube, Kurt? Probably so. They do. I mean, why wouldn't you watch something about yourself? You know what I mean? Especially, they may not just look, but if someone they know, and especially when someone's talking trash, someone they know brings it to their attention. You know that. Like, Arrow, man, this dude Kurt, man, made a video about you today. Yeah, that motherfucker always make it. That motherfucker, man. I wish I see him. I don't know what's wrong with that motherfucker, man. Fucking counterpunch. I'll counterpunch his ass. How about that? Bring his ass in the ring. Yeah, I'll punish his ass for him. He was more colder when he threw out Ellie's setback. Oh, yeah. You can go. What? You can get out of here. Get him out. Get him. Shit, Ellie wasn't reporting that time, was he? Shit, he can report that he got kicked the fuck out. Caleb Plant beats Anthony Durrell. Maybe. Ellie's a snake. I don't know about it as a snake. I just think he's, you know, he's a fan of he's not a fan of Fury. We know that much, you know. So a lot of, you know, sometimes that's what you get. Sometimes that's what you run into. Gotta love Spence with that Texas accent, how we talk down here. Renee, it's crazy though, because he'll be the first motherfucker sounding that Texas to say he from New York. Man, I'm from New York City. No, you're not, motherfucker. You were born in New York City. You're not from New York City. You're from Texas. The Charlos were born in Louisiana. They're not Louisianans. They're from Texas. Okay? So that's the difference. They were raised here in Texas. I wasn't raised in fucking Texas. So I'm not a Texan. Now, if I moved here when I was 12, that may be different. You know what I mean? But that's not the case. Is Bridger Rate a real thing now? to the WBC, you know, Mauricio getting more revenue. But I think what he's done, he's chopped the heavyweight division in two with that bullshit. We need your Bridgerweight division because the fighters are a lot smaller. Man, shut up. Where are you from, Kurt? Louisiana, man. Louisiana. Where were you raised? Louisiana. I was raised in Louisiana for most of my life. Heard on that Chris Eubank died. Hell yeah. Burger. Want this burger? Louisiana lip. That's a trip. Errol Spence would say, I'm from New York. No, you're not. You're just born there. You know. I'm from Long Island. Long Island? Long Island? Long Island. Okay. You mean on Long Island? Long Island. So. Deontay, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill at will. I'm gonna get me a body, and I want it to be Kurt DeVille. I can't wait to hit him and kill him. What? I'm gonna hit him and kill him. I can't wait to you. I can't wait to kill Kurt DeVille. Michael Moore was underrated. Michael Moore just had, you know, he didn't have the best chin. And understand, Michael Moore got knocked out by some heavy hitters. See, everybody kind of trolls him for getting knocked out by the oldest heavyweight that became champion, which is George Foreman. Well, George Foreman can hit like a telephone post. Then he got knocked out by David Tua. You know, Dave, you get hit by knocked out by David Tua, one of the hardest punchers at that time. Give is a Holyfield statement, Kurt. The only time you're gonna see enrage. Damn it. That Tua left hook was something else. Yes, it was.
As it relates to Mr. Earl Lee.
To a man. Foreman beat Briggs. Yeah, that was a bum deal. Wilder probably broke Al Haymon 20% and Finkel took 15. Yo, Kurt, what's happening, my brother? Jack Boyd Johnson, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Who hit harder, David Tua or Foreman? I think Foreman's right hand is harder than David Tua's, but I think David Tua's left hook is hard. It hits harder than George Foreman's left hook. And they fight different, you know. Foreman chops with a lot of his shots. He chops with a lot of his shots. Do you think do you not think all the judges need to be middle aged to make the sport more fair and transparent, as the scoring is atrocious at times? Do you agree, Kurt? I don't care how old they are. I think they need to be over 21, maybe 25. You know, somebody that knows boxing. And I do feel that the judges need to be either former fighters, okay? Because you have to know what you see, not what you think you see. Because a lot of these judges' scorecards are built off perception of what they think they see and who they think that's winning. You know, Al Haymon said, "I fight Danny Garcia." Oh, Al Haymon. Al Haymon said, "I fight Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman." He didn't mention me, huh? He didn't. That Tua KO made John Ruiz turn into El Clinchador. Yeah, that was terrible. The quiet man got real quiet that day. If Wilder doesn't beat Helenius, he should retire. In fact, if he doesn't knock him out. Well, no, because you don't know what type of fight that'll be. See, you got someone like Helenius. He knows Deontay Wilder, so, you know. Foreman left hook on Cooney was lethal. Now Cooney had a weak chin. Do you think Charles Michael Davis is a good actor? I don't know who that is. Colin Crow, what's good, Kurt? Happy belated. Usyk versus Wilder or AJ versus Wilder? Speak on it. You know, I'd rather see AJ versus Wilder because that's something that we've looked forward to a long time. However, I've always seen Usyk and Wilder on a collision course from way back when. You know, but yeah, money fight in America, Madison Square Garden, Anthony Joshua fighting Deontay Wilder. Tommy Morrison had a great left hook. Yeah, he did. He sure did. God bless the dead. AJ is so rich he can basically retire. That's true. AJ has fuck you money. And I think AJ might have just expressing himself like, you know, this is what I can do. I can grab that mic. I can talk shit. Why? Because I want to. Bars. Tommy Morrison versus Razor Ruddock was classic. Razor Ruddock almost killed that boy. I don't care what y'all say. He almost killed that man. Helenius might get Braziled. Stiff. No head movement. Hands down. He can crack, though. So Wilder still needs to be careful. Yeah, we'll see what Wilder does. MSG over Vegas. It'd probably be a Vegas fight, Colin. Yo, Kurt, who do you have for Eubank versus Benn? I got Eubank. But then Benn, I think he has something to prove, so we'll see something different from him. Wilder would KO Usyk. Wilder would KO anybody that he can connect clean with. I feel. If Tommy never had AIDS, he would have been Hall of Fame. Maybe. Richard Torres beat Jared Anderson in the amateurs. Does that matter now? The only way we're going to find out is if they fight now. That's the only way of finding that out, man. Is Fury ducking Joshua? I don't know. I just wouldn't have, if I'm Fury, I wouldn't have put a deadline, though. That just sounds like it's just too easy. Like, oh, well, hey, take it or leave it. And then also it makes it too easy for, like, Team Joshua to get out of that. Is St. Don on this live? I don't know. Should Amazon stream boxing like they do the NFL? They should. God knows they have the money for it. He also lived the wild life. How are you, Kurt? TV Knowledge. I'm good, man. How you doing? Tommy was good in Rocky 4. Well, that was actually Rocky 5. One more round. Touch me and I'll sue. That's Rocky 5, not Rocky 4. Rocky 4 was Dolph Lundgren as Drago. And when Apollo was killed. You got to get it right, man. Morrison was exciting but lacked discipline. Lewis exposed his defense. He did. Yeah, I remember that. He beat the shit out of Morrison. I mean, with long, leaning right hands. Razor Ruddock versus Deontay Wilder would be interesting. It would. Just Wilder's so dangerous because, you know, the inside fighting, and that's not really relevant. Wilder withstands those punches because he doesn't fight within that particular range. He wants to catch you back. Dante Buckley, Atlanta in here. Counterpunch to ATL. Dragon Wolf. Fury's caught the WBC bug. It makes you choose 10 cans. Edwin Valero versus Roberto Duran. Fantasy fight. Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope. Central America versus South America. They say Canelo is a main character in the new Creed movie. Okay. I don't really see him as a good actor, though. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't... See, the thing about Canelo doesn't look like a boxer. He's just a very good one. He looks like... Canelo Alvarez looks like an Irish fireman. Or a cop. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like a fighter. He looks like an Irish fireman. I can see him with grabbing a damn fire hose. Canelo looks emotionless. He does have a poker face. That motherfucker can just sit there and just look like a statue. Kurt, Danny Dubois versus Jonathan Rice. Who would be the test for him? Jonathan Rice is a pretty good fighter. You know, I remember what he did to Coffee. And he did that twice. He beat Coffee twice. Well, Coffee was on his way on and up until he ran into that type of style from Rice. St. Don, do you love Fury? Absolutely, he loves Fury. He's a Fury supporter. What's the hardest punch you've seen someone take without going down? Shit, when Ortiz hit Andy Ruiz. Jonathan Rice has a fast 1-2 for his size. Yes, he does. Kurt, I wonder why Canelo didn't go for the body like I thought he would for Triple G. You think he really was fatigued? He probably was. I think Canelo be busting too many nuts, guys. I think he has sex too much. Shavers hit Larry Holmes. Doing an Ivan Drago spinoff and Stallone is against it. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard Stallone didn't like that. But if he is like I think he has a say-so because he owns the rights to that. So he might stop them from making something like that. He's not a supporter. He's a fanboy all the way. Zerto versus Bibble is going to be classic. Hey, man. I'm English, and I'm going for Benn to finish Eubank. I want to know how Blue Blood was feeling when Crawford faced him. Probably a little nervous. Kind of like didn't know what he was really going to do. Then again, maybe not. I mean, I wasn't there. Stallone new gangster film looks brilliant. Which one? If Wilder had fought the same opponent as Joshua, would he been defeated, knocked down more than he has? I'm not sure because, see, Wilder can land one punch. So he may be getting beat up or whatever, but he lands that punch, it's over with anyway. Blue Blood KO'd Crawford, but the cameras weren't on. I think Wilder Usyk will be a middle finger to Char Fury if both happen. Yeah, I think so too. Red 7. You know, Wilder would get more support, especially if he won. Kurt, who of all British light heavyweights will come out on top of they all fought each other? My pick would be Buasti. I don't really watch light heavyweights. I mean, especially in the UK. I mean, I know some. Better Beeve, I'm a real big fan of Better Beeve and what his ability is to do. Alexander Volsnik's making a comeback, so that's a good thing. Bivol just upset Canelo, so he's in the mix. You got guys like Sullivan Barrera still around, Joe Smith, Zurdo Ramirez. Who else is there? I think Sergey Kovalev is still fighting too, right? I can't watch Stallone in anything new other than Creed. He had a good superhero movie that came out. It was pretty badass. Tulsa King, it called Kurt. Okay, cool. You think Canelo takes a year off? Yep. If Fury fights Char, Joshua will automatically come out with more credit. St. Don, there used to be a clown called St. Don, a bit weird. Ernie Shavers versus George Foreman, a battle of the punches. Yeah, look, George Foreman said Ernie Shavers hits hard as hell. Greetings to Kurt and everyone else in the chat. Daniel, Counterpunch to you. No, Stallone doesn't own the rights. He says he feels that Erwin Winkler should give him the rights back so he could leave something to his kids. Rumor is that AJ might be fighting Areola. If he's fighting Areola, it should be in America. Kovalev could have been great, but the vodka and P got him. What's the P? Rumor is that AJ might be fighting Areola. Okay, I already wrote that. Okay. Areola is still good. He's in shape. Chris Areola is actually a lot better than he used to be. He's thinned down a lot, and I think, because he started to take better care of himself, because when he was young, he was just a fat slob. He was kind of like an Andy Ruiz, just a fat Aztec-looking slob. In America, otherwise, probably be white. You're a Joshua lover. Okay. Chris did drop Ruiz, so the power is there. Thought he looked decent in that fight. Yeah, he did. Then he hurt him again in the third. So it was a pretty good fight. But guys, I appreciate everybody coming on. You guys be safe. You guys get to bed. God bless you. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.